The Apothecary Diaries just wrapped up, and it felt like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. In case you don't know the show, The Apothecary Diaries is a light novel adaptation by Natsu Hyuga, if I'm pronouncing that properly. It is a mystery filled with twists, drama, comedy, thrills, and everything I love compacted into one show. I originally started watching this show about 2 years ago now, and it just had me locked in from the start. The question is, why? Could it be the subject material, that being its commentary on misogyny and patriarchal structures present in the past, which mirrors problems in our current day society? This is often represented through the characters that we follow. Mao Mao, our protagonist, is a wonderful example of this. She is just a girl who is being treated how women were usually treated, less than human, expendable, an object with a high price, which is interesting because Mao Mao is anything but those things. She is far smarter than a vast majority of our cast here in the show, yet due to the patriarchal systems in place, her gender immediately has her written off of being capable. This is conveyed so well through her status as a member of the society she engages with, through the people she works with, through her own thoughts, or through her unfortunate upbringing that put her in the place that she is currently in. But I can't say that is why I am so invested in this show. Maybe it's the thrills. Thrills this show gives are really intense. I found myself at the edge of my seat multiple times on end. I remember rewatching the show with some friends despite knowing what was going to happen. I just felt this crawl of suspense. This show makes it so easy to be absorbed in its world, demanding for more and more. This season of Apothecary continues this thrill. It actively pushes this thrill onto you in the most unexpected moments, whether that would be the characters being put in dangerous situations, or the events that took place in an earlier time in the story that become relevant in the present. A lot of the time, I have trouble finding a thrill within anime, mainly because the show does not keep the thrill up for long enough for me to be invested, or the thrill is rather unimportant to the situation at hand. The Apothecary Diaries, however, is different in comparison. But maybe it isn't just the thrills that keep me invested in the show. More importantly, it's the characters. A lot of the characters in here could be seen as just some side stories, background noise, and plot devices, and you would be right. I do think this is an area where Apothecary does lack just a little bit because there is an overwhelming amount of characters that we have to pay attention to. I understand that this show is also a comedy, so some characters are just around for that purpose, but I feel because of that, there is some flair to it. It's not a complete downside to the show because this show does not necessarily waste time when it comes to progression following the characters. We look at the place Jinshi holds in the story and it is just absolutely amazing. Let me say now that there are going to be some major spoilers, so skip to this specific point in the video if you want to skip them. Originally, I didn't necessarily hate Jinshi or anything of that matter. I actually liked this character. I thought he was a really fun addition to the show and laid out some nice comedic moments. I did fear of Jinshi being a romantic interest in this case, mostly because I just didn't think there needed to be any romance following our main character. I thought it was completely fine for the focus of Mao Mao to just be nothing more than the detective problem solver around the palace. So in a way, to me, it just felt a little forced because of his purpose, just felt like another throwaway romantic interest. Boy, was I wrong. This guy, being the brother to the Emperor, the Moon Prince, or commander of the Forbidden Army, was far from what I thought he was. His avoidance of his true role is something we can get some more explanation on in the foreseeable future. Of course, it is explained in the light novel more if you're reading it. I love what the creator has done with Jinshi. I truly do. I get that she originally did not want him to be a main character in this sense and only kept him around because he was popular, but what she has crafted him into because of that is amazing. He isn't just some throwaway character for romance, but rather a key character when it comes to Mao Mao's development or the progression of the plot. He holds place in the story and makes it even more than worth it when it comes to watching it. I love this character, and yeah, the romantic spark between him and Mao Mao is a thing. I personally still don't mess with it that much because, again, I don't think it is necessary for a character like Mao Mao. So if it were just to die out and not be a thing for the rest of the story, I doubt it would bring the show down at all. Then again, I believe in the author's writing and I think she can do something with this romantic subplot. Another thing I'd like to briefly cover is, of course, animation. For the most part, it's fine and consistent. There are some issues though. I do find the backgrounds to be poor at times. Like for one, I remember earlier in season 1, clouds looked sort of like they were scribbled on, which in some cases can look good, but in this case it doesn't. It feels like that seems to be the same case for season 2 at some points. It seems like whenever the setting is outside, there seems to be a little less attention to the detail of the backgrounds, possibly because they wanted to cut corners around these areas to get the series out fast enough, which is common. It doesn't take away from other parts of the show. Overall, the Apothecary Diaries is really a one-of-a-kind show. It's not so incredibly hollow and boring unlike other shows I've seen this year. I have genuine care and love for what goes on constantly, and I also do like that it isn't just strong in one area but multiple, whether that would be its plot, its characters, or just the writing in general. I think this show is a must-see. Really, you don't want to miss this one at all. This is why I'm feeling like an 8 out of 10, closer to a 9 than a 7. If you enjoyed the show, like it. If not, dislike it. Just subscribe while you're doing so. Tell me what I should review next. What are your thoughts on the show itself? I'm trying my best to put videos like these out weekly so I can keep y'all fed while I work on my much bigger projects. It means a lot when you drop your support. Anyway, see ya. Blush.